Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me unboxing a board game, and today I'm going to do an unboxing of Deckers, which is a remake of Renegade, which is a game that I did a playthrough of a while ago, but I now have Deckers. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this one, unbox it, and get through all that fun stuff, but I do want to go ahead and get our background music started because you know a little bit of background music here, and we got that running there. Okay, cool. All right, and before I kind of zoom out and show everything, I just want to bring on Renegade. Like I said, I do have a copy of Renegade. I kind of bought this one on a whim anyway, but these are the differences in boxes, just in case you were wondering. So the Deckers box is definitely taller, but the Renegade box is definitely wider. These are both squares, so I'm not going to, well, I guess I could show the 3D side of it, but take that how you will. I'll bring this back out. Oh man, the box is damaged. Oh no. I'll bring this back out so we can kind of take a look at it as we go. But first, let's go ahead and get reading the back of the box so we can get that out of the way. So, looking at the back of the box here, we have Deckers. So, Deckers. In a dystopian future, societal collapse led to the creation of Mother, a self-aware supermassive computer, SMC, designed to understand the human condition. But when it turned against its creators, the Deckers, masters of hacking and cyber warfare, rose to challenge it. I see. So it turned against its creators, and then the Deckers rose to challenge it, and the Deckers are the masters of hacking and cyber warfare. Got it. In this multifaceted deck building game, you will hack into a network controlled by one of 7 unique SMCs. Use your command cards and combine your special abilities to solve their shifting defense puzzles and overthrow the SMC's reign. The 10 different Deckers, 7 unique SMCs, and 40 objective cards provide countless challenges either as a team or solo. And there you go, you got some more stuff there, and here's some of the art, cool art and all that fun stuff, and bam. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here. So let me go ahead and bring up Renegade here. So here's the box for Renegade, and as you can see, less out of focus, a little bit less out of focus now. Here's Renegade. I don't know. I think the artwork on both is fine. Did it have the same story? It didn't really have the same story. It's like same story, different text. But like I said, kind of the plain look of this one looks pretty good. And look, there's Ricky Royal's Box of Delights. Is it on here too? No. Okay, Ricky Royal, they're not giving you your flowers. Although, is Ricky Royal Richard Wilkins? Maybe. I don't know. I should do my research beforehand, huh? All right, so we got that done. Let's go ahead and zoom out, and let's go ahead and start our unboxing. So we're gonna open up the shrink wrap here. And nails are sufficiently long enough. Nice. Boom. And there we go. Got that opened. Shrink wrap is taken off, and now it's gonna open the box so we can see what's in here. Suspense is building. So let's try to take everything out of the box here. We got the rule book right there. We have some cardboard stuff, a stack of cardboard stuffs. So that's neat. We'll take a look at those later. We have some tuck boxes. Interesting. So this one feels, I was gonna say it feels empty, but it's not. It has like little bits and pieces in there, dice. Cool. We have some more tuck boxes. Okay. I like what's happening here. Oh, fancy. Okay, all right, we'll explore that later. Paper crafts, where I don't have to do the paper crafts, is even better. The SMCs, these look like oversized cards. If I had to guess, these do not look like tarot size, so I don't know what size these are, but it looks like these are I'm assuming these are the character cards too. Yeah, these are the character cards in the SMCs, so we'll look at those later. And then in the box, nice little presentation going on. You got the Deckers here. You got the whatever those are there. Assuming those are different levels. We have empty tuck boxes. Hopefully this is big enough for sleeves. I would imagine they have to be big enough for sleeves. If they're not, I'm gonna be very upset. Well, not upset, but I'm just very sad. There are different people there. And here's another one that's for gray cards, empty. I don't know. I'm in this song. Always this song. Feels like I'm at an inspirational speech when I hear this song. Then we got another tray here. So it looks like I might not have to do a very explicit storage solution, which I'm looking forward to, assuming that things can fit in the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Oh, is there like some schmutz on my thing here already? So this feels like it has stuff in it. This feels like it has stuff in it. These are all empty. I'm assuming that all of our cards are between these two boxes. So let me go and open up the one that says Deckers first. And oh boy, yeah, there's a lot of cards in there. And I'm hopeful that these are the character cards. Because if they are, then there might be enough room in this box for sleeves. If not, like I said, I'm sad. I'm sad. We need to take into account sleeving. I get it that not everybody sleeves their cards, but your storage solution is cool, but it will be much cooler if I can actually see my cards in it. So these are the cards. I just want to open those up just to see how many cards there were. Looks like there's a good bit of cards. I think in Renegade, the other one, there was a bunch of cards too, because I mean it is a deck builder, so you'd expect that. These boxes are empty, as I said before. I want to look at the SMCs. I'm kind of bouncing around here, but actually look at this stack of cards. Open this one first. So these are the different characters, and I'll bring out the other one so we can look at those characters and compare them. I think somebody pointed out there was a Board Game Geek forum post that was talking about the differences, and they were saying that that these two characters I think were switched. So Tilda Sweet and Hetty Magnetic, like they're switched. I think that's what it was, those two, but don't quote me on that. All right. Hey, we got the twins. And then there's Kelly. Oh no, was it Kelly Nexus and Hetty Magnetic? I don't know, it was definitely Hetty Magnetic and somebody else, but we'll see that soon. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 characters, so 10 different deckers. And I think this, nice. Okay, these are double-sided. Cool, that's great. So you can, it's both characters represent both. So you got the twins, and you got Tilda Sweet, and you got the twins. You got Ocean and Angel. Yeah, okay, cool. Those are neat. All right, we'll fiddle with those more a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of the, oh man, I'm making a mess over here. There we go, better. Let's go and get to the rest of these cards. These are the SMCs. And this said there were 7 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, well I have 9. Why do I have 9? Oh, I see. 2 of these are upgrades. Interesting. Okay, so 7 plus 2 are upgrades. And then these are player reference. That's cool. So 4 reference sheets. 5 reference sheets? No, 4 reference sheets. How many? Can this game play 5 or 4? This game can play 4. Okay. I don't know why I thought this game could play 5. And then you have this here, sequence of play, has Sparks and Guardians. We'll see how all that compares from my recollection. So I'll put those over there all the way. All right, next up, we can go ahead and look at the box here. This one just has the character standees, and it looks like these are, I mean, just character standees. They're not as clear. Like I expected, like the clear ones, but these look like they're matte plastic. I don't even know what the proper wording is for that. But that's cool. And we have our dice. These are our dice. If I recall correctly, I think these are the same exact dice you have in the other one. And I do remember the quality of the other ones being like a little bit less, like more matte, I guess. So these are a little bit glossier. We'll see if that holds up once we bring everything out. So we just throw those back in there haphazardly. Throw those in there too. And we'll bring out the comparison for Renegade after we finish looking at everything here first. All right, continuing on. We got cardboard bits. So the cardboard bits, we got our different servers here, and we have our characters. We have these blue things, which I'm assuming these are the programs. What's what called? Basically, you can combine a lot of the small circles. Wait, where are the small circles? Oh, there they are. Yeah, you can combine a number of these small circles. So the blue ones, I think if you get 3 in one spot, you can transform them into like a program or whatever it's called. And that can generate more or do like a bigger version of what the small ones do. So it's a cool system. It's a neat system. I think in my review, I called it like Pandemic with extra steps. And I had a lot of frustrations with how opaque the wording was. And we'll see if they fixed some of that here. And is this the ghost? Oh no, it's for Tilda. It has like Tilda's face on it. Looks like it. Okay. All right, so the cardboard looks pretty good. Oh, I didn't do my cardboard drop test. Oh my gosh. All right, well this big piece is probably gonna fall out. So yeah, it's definitely falling out. These other pieces are in there pretty sturdy though. so not much to write home. Well, actually, yeah, I can get that one out. Not much to write home about. Good cardboard. Good die cut. I'm not fearful that any of the cardboard is going to tear as I push this out. I will say I've had the great luxury of unboxing a game where I felt like every single time I punched the cardboard, it was going to rip everything, and that was Combat Eastern Front, and that was a fun experience overall. I say fun with a little bit of sarcasm because I also rounded all the corners on all of the bits there, which if you don't know what I'm saying there, basically with war games or games where you have like a lot of chits and bits, like a lot of square bits, these nice round corners are a thing that are not appreciated enough. And you can get corner rounders, which is what I have, to round the bits. The problem is I have to round the bits round the corners. And the problem is I have to round the corners on 1,000-ish pieces, and that took 2 days. So I got done with that earlier today. Then I'm recording this video. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. I'm just kind of passing the time as we get through the rest of this. So yes, I guess you could say my bona fides exist. I have corner rounders, and I've rounded more than 1,000 corners for a game that I don't know how to play yet. I also did that for D-Day at Omaha Beach. I rounded the corners on that game too. That one didn't take, it took maybe not 2 days, just definitely a day. It was quite a bit of time. Oops. There we go. I'm assuming these are the enemy machines, the firewalls and guardians, or whatever they're called. Oh boy, and then we got all these tiny small pieces. Again, this game comes with its own storage solution. We'll see if it can fly. If I can sleeve all my cards and then keep them inside the storage solution, including the game, then I'll just use that. But if not, then I'll, of course, apply my own storage solution. So we'll test them out. We'll give them a shot. But it's not looking promising, given what I saw earlier. So these are for all the programs, the squares, and we need this for the circles. Okay. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. It keeps things separate. I mean, there's nice chunky cardboard in there. Normally, I would be a little bit skeptical about like when, what was it? Skytier Horde. That game had the cards that were inside of there, like stacks of cards, like four different stacks of cards, and they were separated by this little thin cardboard. So the cardboard ended up ripping and like tearing because the card's pretty heavy. But for like little cardboard bits like this, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to break the bank on something like that. So that's how it works. And I do like how the box here has the visual reminder, because these are double-sided. So green on one side, blue on the other. That's a nice visual reminder that you can kind of have in front of you if you really need it. I think your player aid should have it too. I don't know if it does, but sometimes there's abilities where you can flip a program or flip a virus, whatever these things are called. I don't know. My recollection of Renegade was that there was a lot of weird names for some very specific actions. Like installing is discarding cards to add one of these circles to the board. And then that's uploading. Installing is converting these circles into a square, from what I remember. And I was like, why are we using all these fancy words? Just say, add square, add circle. What's wrong with that? It's like, oh, but it's about the theme, it's about thematicness. And it's like, you're not losing anything if you just say square, circle. Like, I don't understand how complicated it is to say add a square, add a circle. You can still immerse yourself in the theme, but I don't know. We'll see how they did. I do have an idea of what they did already, because I did, like I said, read somebody talking about the comparison between this game and the previous one. So I have a generic idea of them as in the game designers, going ahead and simplifying some of the language and taking out some of the, I guess, overly specific words that were being used to try to describe some of the actions. So that should hopefully help out with people adapting the game. But we'll see. We'll see how they hold up. Okay, so these are double-sided. So they're double-sided, showing the characters on each side. I see. Cool. All right. And where'd the other box go? Oh. This box is to hold everything else. I kind of don't like that. We're just throwing pieces in here, just going commando in here. I kind of don't like that. I mean, I guess it works. It's holding everything. It's just a little bit chaotic. At least it's not too much to sort through. And you have your bits and pieces separate, so If you gave me like a divider in here, I would be happy, but they didn't, so therefore I'm not happy. Joking. I'm happy, I'm fine. Just being overly critical here. Okay, so here are the different servers. So, okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. So on the back you have the servers are kind of split up in different bits, so they're kind of spread across the entire board. That gives you a more challenging layout, so that's really cool. And this is that. So, okay. So we've established that we've looked at those bits and pieces. I do want to bring in a comparison here soon, but let me look at the cards first. So I think these were the cards that were in the other box. And on the back it says Deckers. So all the cards should be the same. It's a deck builder, so all the cards can be added to your deck. Nice quality, reasonable quality cards. I'm definitely going to sleeve these immediately. They don't have black borders, but they have darker borders, so you're going to see a little bit of frilling on the edge. And all I did was just kind of open the box, open the bag, so you can see kind of a little bit of card frill there. So, you know, it just happens. With well-loved cards and well-played cards, it happens. But also, I have a way that I might want to try to prevent it, so I'll try to. All right. So we have colors at the bottom, and I think these are the starter cards. These feel like the starter cards, because these are the yellow players, the blue player, the green player, the red player, the purple player, and then some other cards. And then these are the rest of the cards, assuming these are just normal cards in the stack. So here's the different player cards. So let's go and see if there's going to be space for sleeves cards. So essentially, let's see how many cards are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 cards. So this seems promising because the deck boxes were full. So these deck boxes that it comes with, they were both full of cards. But with these cards for the characters, you're going to put them in these empty deck boxes, which means that one of these is effectively going to be freed up, which is giving me the impression that once I sleeve everything, I'll have a second deck box to put the rest of the cards in. So this actually might be enough space to sleeve the game. We'll go ahead and give it a run. Let me sleeve the cards here for the red player, and then we'll see if it fits back inside of his deck box. If it does, then that gives me confidence that that they thought of us poor board gamers who can't help but sleeve their cards. Sorry, gotta find a box of sleeves that's not open already. Well, I guess it doesn't have to not be open, but just want to make sure I have enough sleeves. Only need 16. So these are some Gamegenic matte sleeves. My favorite Gamegenic standard matte sleeves. They're in boxes now. I think I talked about this before, but if you don't watch my videos and haven't seen my videos, just know that I like sleeving my cards. I also like doing storage solutions, mostly because I feel a good storage solution helps the game hit the table faster. And that's what it's about. How can I get this game to hit the table faster so I can actually play it or learn it, as opposed to sitting here and trying to find where this bit is and that bit is. So sleeving the cards is just mostly to protect my cards. I think there's only been exactly 2 times where my cards being sleeved saved my game. One time somebody spilled a drink. We were at a bar, so they spilled a beer across the game, and all the cards except for maybe like 2 or 3 were protected by the sleeves. 2 or 3 were like at the awkward angle to where like the liquid just kind of seeped in, and I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. And the other time is we played a cat lady outside a lot. So as a result of that, those cards got pretty nasty on the picnic table that we sat outside. It was outside under like a little balcony thing at a bar, another bar situation. But playing that game outside, you know, kind of where the elements are, you know, it's humid here in North Carolina, so not the best for cards. And yeah, I had to replace the sleeves because the sleeves got really nasty. But I just replaced the sleeves instead of replacing the entire game, which was much cheaper. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that fits. So that's good. So this does fit. So that's giving me confidence that, oh man, these I hate deck boxes. I like tuck boxes better. I guess this is a tuck box, but that's not the point. But these cards fit in there, so that's perfect. So that means that we will be able to probably sleeve the rest of the cards and put them in those 2 boxes. So I'm happy about that. That's going to save me on having to use some of my own custom storage solution stuff. Not that I'm, oh man, I can't believe they're going to make me use my own custom storage solution stuff. It's just more of a, preserve resources and try to use what they include in the box here instead of having to take everything in the box and throw it out because it won't fit. But like I said, with all these cards here going into those tuck boxes and probably a certain amount of cards, because there was another tuck box in here. There was this tuck box, which I wonder what that's for. Hey, there's Duck Decoy. I heard that one replaced another card. I think that replaced Pig. Again, we'll bring out the other game here after I finish looking at the stuff. So open up this, and yeah, so these look like setup cards. So these are setup cards, and upgrade cards? I don't know what these are about. Interface, spend, skip the spawn step on new decker's turn, spend. Yeah, I don't know what this is all about. Seems cool. These are referencing different servers. I guess it's a randomizer. So it's like 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 servers, 5 of these. And some other cards. So I'm assuming that's, yeah, because they have the design language here. So these cards go in here, and these cards go in here too. Are there more? Seems like kind of quite a few cards. I'll go ahead and sleeve these two. Why not? Yeah, so as far as Renegade goes, Renegade and Deckers, more likely than not Deckers as well. Renegade was a game that I think I wanted to like a lot. I ran into an issue with like the learning experience being very difficult because the words were like not wording. And also, I would like to say that the rulebook was laid out in a way that was quite frustrating. Learning the game was mostly done by watching Ricky Royal do his playthrough and watching a few other people do their playthroughs back in the days. And then I finally did my own video, kind of taking that synthesized knowledge. So I really had to borrow hardcore for the knowledge from others in the forums and stuff, which is quite different from how I approach videos nowadays. Nowadays, I want to make a strong effort to try my hardest to learn the entire game from the rulebook. And then I'll use BGG forums to kind of clarify a few things if I have a confusion. And the idea is that I want to see if the rulebook is good enough for me to learn from directly. And I've been quite successful for a lot of games, but I've definitely run into some rough rulebooks. And I will say that the rulebook for Renegade, I remember the rulebook for Renegade being quite rough because it's I don't know, things weren't laid out in a way that was jiving with my brain, and it was just rough. It was just rough. It was hard out here. So we'll see how this rulebook fares. There we go. So we got those cards in there, and I'm not going to sleeve everything here and put them in their box, but let's go ahead and continue looking at these cards. I'll throw these in their boxes though, so I can sleeve them later. This is the yellow player. So yeah, and I did see, again, spoiler, for me, I did see in the forums on the person who was kind of saying the differences between Deckers and Renegade. They did kind of like a long list, and they took some feedback from the people in the comments to add those to the list too. One of the things is that they took out some of the fancy wording for actions to just kind of be more simple and more straightforward because people were complaining about that, like me. I know I specifically complained about it. I definitely complained about it in my video for reviewing the game, saying that if you could just use basic words that actually mean something, that would be really good, or something to that effect. And they in the forums said that it didn't really take away from the theme of the game, which I think is proving my point exactly. Proving my point precisely. So, all right, there we go. We got all those. So these cards look like they are continuations of this stack of cards, I would assume. Yeah, it looks like it's following a little color scheme. Oh, wait, hold on. What is this? Got more cards here. Oh, these are the, where do these go? Oh, interesting, they got their own box. I see. So these ones go in here. And there's plenty of space for sleeving. Oh, heck yeah, there's a ton of space in there. Sleeving roughly doubles the size, depends on how thick your sleeves are, of course, but roughly doubles the size of your stack of cards. So that's plenty of space in there. And I think this deck box is, no, it's the same size. Also, I think this deck box is bigger. Sorry, this one is bigger, but it's not. All right, that's where those go. Nice storage solution provided with the game. And it's nice and pretty, nice and thematic, kind of keeps you in the theme. This is good, good. Well done, well done. I'm so glad that there's consideration for us sleeving folks. For those who do not sleeve games, I know it's really rough having everything be accommodated for people who sleeve their games. But think of it as accommodation, you know? Everybody wants, nobody really complains about there being a ramp going into a building when you're trying to bring in something heavy. And that's because accessibility helps everybody. So accessibility helps everybody. You got a bigger box. It fits on your shelf a little bit more snug. It's actually roughly the same size as the original box. So I feel like, it's a win-win-win-win-win. And I don't have to throw away these things to try to like squeeze everything and finagle a new storage solution. So quadruple win. So I think that's really cool. I think that's really fascinating. Not fascinating. Fantastic and neat. All right, there we go. I had to close my box there. Okay, so let's go and look at the rule book. And then after we look at the rulebook, we'll get our comparison in. So look at the rulebook and let's see, how do they do? Let me zoom in a little bit more. That might be too much more, but yeah, it's too much more. Let's zoom down a little bit. I just want to get there we go. There we go, there it is. Whoop, there it is. So as far as everything goes, we got the stuff laid out, we got components listed, boxes. Already I can tell you that from what I recall from the other rulebook, this is way better. This is laid out in a way that's like, okay, there's boxes showing that this is a server. There's boxes showing that this is the profile, or these are profile cards. These are the circular tokens. Yes, circular tokens. Square tokens. Yep. See, circular, square. I'm just saying. It's almost as if I'm like a oracle or something. Like that's such a good idea. It's an easier way to get people to know what you're talking about. Because I think these were called viruses, which was confusing because you're playing the side, finding the machine, finding the computer. But you're installing, or you're putting viruses on the server, and you're trying to install programs on the square boxes, which is really weird. So it's like, am I the bad guy? It's like, no, you're not the bad guy. You're trying to fight the bad computer. So calling it circle tokens and square tokens, it doesn't take away from my theme. I know these are circle tokens. I know that these are square tokens. This is the blue one, green one, yellow one, red one, purple one. No justice, faith, and all that stuff. I think justice was red, or was justice green, and then faith was purple. I remember faith was purple, and I forgot all the other words, but we'll see it in the rulebook when we get to it. Server randomizer, tuck boxes, and we got the objective cards, packet variant. I see. Okay, so the packet variant and packet tokens, and then we got these that are telling us which deck they belong to. Cool. I can already tell you this rulebook is going to be much better to learn the game from. I have a vague idea, a vague memory of how the game works because I did do a whole playthrough a while ago, and I can always go back and watch my video. I'm not saying that I did it right, but it's just I probably did it mostly correctly. But there's photos, there's examples. I do like the fact that they're putting the text in different fonts. Again, these are very small, tiny things that add up over time to make your rulebook a lot more easy to follow. I would have liked to see maybe highlighted bold titles or headers instead of just bold headers, but bold and underlined is good enough. Bold underlined with numbers, and then you have 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, perfectly fine. I can have a preference, and my preference cannot be as valid as what's currently here. Like this is great, brings my eyes to it. This is also great. They highlight things, showing the different colors. And they have the words in it too. They also have the symbols, so place 3 circles here. So if you remember the old words, they place 3 viruses here or whatever. Okay, yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty snazzy. You got little boxes here giving you hints and stuff, I'm assuming. This is looking pretty good. Well done. Oh, and they have a full breakdown of the different actions. Oh, nice, nice. So player actions, blue action and abilities, green actions and abilities, red actions and ability. Yeah, this is great. This is great. I need to know what purple does, and I can go back to the purple section and read that and figure out. Here's a variant section. Oh, final notes for new players. Good. Nice little hint section here. Keep these things in mind. Nice, you got a section for deckers and abilities. I was about to ask, do they have a section that explains what their abilities do? And they do, which is cool. All right. Clarification on objective cards. So they probably took some FAQ and threw that in here. And on the back, you have an index. Oh my gosh, we have an index. Hey, wait, do we have a table of contents? Interesting. Okay, so we don't have a table of contents, but we do have an index, which is just good enough, just as good. So we got an index that explains, hey, if you're trying to do some stuff, these are the things. Is there a section that refers to solo? I don't see it. Do not see it. Yeah, servers, commands, deckers. Okay. All right, cool. So that is kind of that in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit more, and that might be too far. And let's go ahead and get the comparison. So I just want to bring the rulebook because I feel like that's going to be enough of the message. Oh, I do want to do the characters too. So here's my copy of Renegade, and here's the Renegade rulebook. Here's what they gave you for this one. Okay. And then here's the servers for the previous one. I have my little deck boxes in there, my storage solution all in there. I did like the tarot size cards I had in here. That was nice. But again, we're getting bigger cards, so sure. I also did like the design. I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping me from just throwing this in that box and then throwing those things in that box. Like, there's nothing stopping me from doing that, is there? I guess it might kind of clash with the vibes that are being given. So we'll zoom in a little bit and we'll look at the board comparison. And these are kind of more muted and just kind of hanging out in the background, so to speak. So here's your green to green. This is pretty much the same thing, and on the exact opposite side, exact same thing. Okay. I mean, like having the giant numbers is fine because it's like easy to see across the table. But how far are you gonna be sitting away from it? That's kind of the question. And another thing is that are they smaller? Oh no, what? Why would you do that? Yeah, these are differently sized. Interesting. Why? Wow. Okay. That's I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, those are differently sized. Sure, these are definitely bigger than those. So bigger, smaller. But what I was going to say was the having kind of the black background here means that when you put pieces on here, you start crowding this board with a bunch of stuff, you'll be able to see, those pieces and they'll pop a lot more. Whereas over here, this is kind of bright and colorful, and I guess the contrast is enough. But if you're trying to see what number it is, if you have like this much of the number covered, you're like, is that a 5? Is that a 3? What number is that? So I suppose having it like this might be more preferred because you just have the numbers down the corner. And you also have shapes that go with, those shapes go for the type of server, never mind. I was gonna say, you also have shapes that go with the number? Interesting. No, shapes go with the server. So here we have, so circle, square, X, diamond, pentagon, and hexagon. And over here we have circle, X, square, pentagon, and triangle. Uh-oh, hold up. We changing stuff. So circle, circle, got it. This is triangle, hexagon, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Gotta throw the whole game away now. Joking. Square, square, and then XX, and then pentagon, pentagon. Okay. So at least those are consistent. Looks like they changed up the red one for some reason. I guess maybe triangle is easier than hexagon. Just to kind of let you know that, hey, this is a different shape. I can't speak to the design decisions. I can only critique it and comment on it and commentate on it from here. So that is those little server bits. Now, looking at the characters, because there was, like I said, a statement that I made earlier that the characters were switched from, there they are, for Tilda and Hetty Magnetic. I wouldn't know, but people who play the game a lot more do know. So here's the red character, so comparing the two. A lot of text, a lot of stuff on here. This is where it's kind of breaking down the words, and this is also the player aid. And one of the cardinal sins of the player aid is that it has a ton of information on it. It's not bad to have information. Like, you want your player aid to be informal or informational, but it's just looking at this again. There were a lot of different words. So, contaminants. They were called contaminants. So contaminants was what the circles were called, and squares are called installations. And the board was called your server. So this made it very confusing because it said, move 3 contaminants and then put make an installation, and then the server will react by making you give these commands, and the countermeasures will show. It's like, what does that mean? You just said a bunch of words that I think have meaning in some other context, but that doesn't mean anything to me. So simplifying the word is saying put 3 circles on a spot and then make a square, and then the server will respond by giving you these actions that you can do or something like that. Like that makes more sense. That makes way more sense. And then also here is infection. What was infection? That was, yeah, here it is, infect. So when you did the action of kind of attacking the server's defense, it would be called an infection. So when you do the infection, you do whatever it says here, which is not super hard to follow. Like, just slow down with reading and just kind of follow the symbols, and you'll be fine. But also, it's just like, what's an infection? And also, it was infection scores. What does that mean? Of course, the bold or keywords. So it just made it a little bit difficult. Looking at the character card here for Deckers, a lot of the information is taken away because it's on the player aid instead. So the player aid has a lot of the information here. It even tells you for the programs, installation. So they did still hold on to those words. The circles and the squares, the programs and installations, you have those. And yeah, upload, move, shift, ghosting, install, modify, infect, upgrade, execute. So it shows you pretty clearly, hey, when you do an effect, do these things. And one of the pros that I'll give this for sure, just by looking at the player aid, is that this is color coded. This isn't. And that goes a long way. I mean, these are technically color-coded, the shapes here, but you don't have these shapes consistently showing in the right spot. So you have here for upload, you have what is 3 diamonds, 3 of anything is what it's trying to tell you. Here we have the pentagon, here we have the, I guess, diamond plus, I don't know what that means, without like kind of reading it a little bit more directly. So what I'm trying to say is that it's definitely much easier to follow over here, where you just say infect. If at least 1 red circle present, roll dice. And then you do this as your 1 dice per triangle, plus, what does that mean? Do we have an explanation of that? Oh, triangle is the red circle? Is that what it means? Oh, 1 dice per triangle on your card, I see. 1 dice per, because when you play the card, it'll have the symbols on it. I don't have the cards to kind of bring out, but I remember that part. So your card will have symbols on it. So roll your dice plus 1 per triangle that's on your card, plus 1 per circle that's on the server, and then plus 4 if there's a square or a installation on there, plus 1 per adjacent square. And then the enemy's gonna roll, and then who won? Remove all of the enemy thing or that, and if I won, remove all of the circles and squares, and then if I lost or tied, remove 1 circle. So, cool. Very straightforward. I think over here, do we have the same? Yeah, no, I just like the way it flows better on the other player aid, because here it says, if you win, delete all countermeasures. Like, delete, what does that mean? Countermeasures, I guess countermeasures are these, sparks and flares. And these are these are guardians and firewalls, sure. So delete, do I put them back in the box? Do they go back to do they just go dormant for 1 round? What does that mean? And again, I'm being very obtuse here with my explanation, but you can just look in the rulebook and see what delete means, but you have to go look it up. That's the thing that kind of killed it. It kind of made it hard to use this player aid, and it made it really rough. This is like your first time trying to learn how to play the game, or you're trying to use the player aids, and you did not read the entire rulebook from cover to cover. So yeah, that was me complaining about the player aid. So the player boards, we want to see the characters here, so let's go ahead and speed through that. So we got same character here. Does look much cooler here. This one, I mean, the mask is cool, but like he just looks badass. He looks like he's about to mess some stuff up. I do like this one better than that one though. This looks very, like, I don't know, something about it just doesn't look. I guess it's kind of like looks like you're in a cult. This one looks like, hey, I got an attitude, I got something going on. But this one looks like I'm a cultist, and it's like, okay, I'm a cultist. Hi, cultist. All right, so that's the red one. Moving on to the green one, Monty Quantum. Monty Quantum. Oh no, what did they do to my boy? What did they do to my boy? No, it looks like Monty Quantum. Quantum might be, well, I was gonna say a Native American person, but sure. Kelly Nexus. Oh, so we just got rid of Dex. Dex is gone. All right. Well, I think Kelly Nexus looks pretty cool. She looks pretty badass. Going back over to here though, I don't know. I kind of like the sleek, like clean look of Monty Quantum over Wizard Man. So Monty Quantum looked much cooler in this one. I will say that the trade-off of losing Dex, I don't remember this character at all. But Kelly Nexus does look pretty badass. Like looks pretty cool. Got like the cool hair thing going on. Got cool tattoos. Looks like she's ready to go mess some stuff up. All right, cool. Moving on to the next grouping. Oops, let me not make that too messy. 1 second. Should put that back in this box. All right, next we have Rupert. Are there two sides this one? No, there's just one side. Okay, so we got Rupert. Looks like Rupert has become a cool guy. Looks like, is he in a wheelchair? Looks like he's in a wheelchair, so I guess they're doing their Professor X thing here. I could take either one. They're both cool, I guess. This one's kind of like, hey, I'm a rich guy who's trying to fight against the thing. Oh, he's British? Oh, he has like a little British flag. I never knew that. Look at that. You can barely see it. I'll zoom in. Right there. Nice. Represent. Okay. Not that I'm British, but it's just cool. All right. But as far as that goes, I think either one's fine. There is a second side to this one though, and I think this character looks cool. Looks like she fits the part. She has like a cool little jacket that's connected to her computer collar. I don't know what's going on there, but it does look pretty neat. So cool. Get some more character options. Next, we got the Techno Twins. Yeah, I like the Techno Twins here much better. These look much more gritty, much more like we're here to like, you know, mess some stuff up. Over here is like, hey, we're Techno Twins. We have money, nepotism. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Just being honest here. But over here, like these guys look like they're, you know, I don't want to say salt of the earth, but it looks like they are trying to fight against things. They're actually part of the underground, like everybody else is, and they're trying to fight back against the SMC. So looks cool. I like the twins here better than the twins there. Ooh, oh, I see. Here's a name change. So Tilda Sweet. I guess technically I need to compare her to her. Oh man, this is so confusing. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. So this is what they're saying. Tilda and Hetty were switched. So Hetty Magnetic is yellow, and Tilda Sweet is blue in the original, and then they switched the character palette. For what reasons, I don't know, but I'm just gonna assume that these are supposed to be the named comparisons. So I'm gonna go with the named comparisons. So Tilda Sweet, old versus new. I like new way better. New looks way cooler. Again, this is kind of going to the hey, we're in the cyberpunk world, you know, post-capitalism. I won't say post-capitalism, but like, you know, capitalism to its most logical end, with the machine taking over and kind of causing a hellish state for everybody. Looks very rough. Looks very like rugged and like, you know, hey, we're fighting back against this thing. This looks like, you know, hey, I used to be a police academy person. It's like, I don't care. So I think Tilda Sweet looks way cooler here for the new one as opposed to the old one. Moving back over to here for oh, I guess I need to compare these two. Sorry. Because I need to look at the back sides of all these. So Hetty Magnetic versus Hetty Magnetic here. Now, given all those things I just said about, you know, looking rough and like, you know, hey, we're here to fight, I think this Hetty Magnetic looks way cooler. I mean, this one looks fine. I mean, she looks like, hey, I'm like here to fight. You know, just downloaded my torrent server yesterday and got my Bitcoin ready to go. I don't know. I'm trying to say tech words. I work in the tech field too. That's shameful. But she looks like she has like kind of a theme, like, you know, I guess the theme is goth tech lady, whatever you want to throw in there. But here it looks like, you know, I just kind of rolled off the assembly line and got my eye going. I don't know. I'm trying to find phrasing to kind of explain visually why I think this looks better than this. I like her jacket. Her jacket's really cool. But over here is just, I think the character just kind of fits. Well, I don't say fits, but the character seems like she could fit into the cyberpunk aesthetic that we're going on with here. Okay, all right, now let's get the characters here. Let's see, backside of this one is Tony Black. Hold on, I gotta orient myself properly here. There we go. Oh, sorry, Tokyo Black. So here's Tokyo Black, and here's Tokyo Black. Yeah. New Tokyo Black looks way cooler. Old Tokyo Black is like, I feel like I played Call of Duty with this guy and I didn't like him. But this guy, I feel like he stole my car and I didn't like him. So I think he's cooler. He seems more cooler. He seems more badass. So I like the new Tony Black better. Okay, all right. Sorry, Tokyo Black, not Tony Black. All right, and then finally we got. Oh, that's it. That's everybody, isn't it? Did I miss somebody? I got everybody. Yeah, that was everybody. Okay. All right, that was all the characters. So that was all the character comparisons that we had. I haven't played this game in a long while, so I can't really speak intelligently about their abilities and powers to see how they stack up against each other. But I will say that, yeah, the characters, I like the character art for the most part in the new game. There's like maybe 1 or 2 characters that I think look better in the older game. But that's a good track record, in my opinion. So here are the rulebooks comparing to each other, and I like the vibes of Deckers a lot better. The rulebook is slightly smaller, smaller in size, which is cool. I do want to try and, because I spent a good bit of time looking at the rulebook and praising the rulebook here from Deckers, I was going to just kind of try to take a trip down memory lane here, and you'll see why I was a little bit frustrated. So here we have, very plain looking rulebook. This looks like, if you told me that somebody used tech to make this, I would believe you. But the main thing is that it just kind of has its visuals here. It has a nice little bulleted list that's reasonable. The section's 1.2. So was there a table of contents in here? There is a table of contents here at the front, so you can kind of skip to the section you need. So that's good. And continuing on. Oh, wait. Hey, Richard Wilkins is Ricky Royal. Okay, I knew it. All right. Okay, cool. I said this early in the video. So Ricky Royal, if you're watching this and you're really like, wow, this CulBlu person so clueless. It's like, well, I didn't, because I assumed Ricky, that might be like a nickname. Okay. All right. So Richard Wilkins is Ricky Royal. Cool. Good to know. So good to know that I learned how to play the game from the designer of the game. But and also it sounds like the designer of the game, Ricky Royal, listened to the feedback from a lot of people saying, why are these words doing what they're doing? Like just say square and circle, and then you'll have people get past the rules part and actually enjoy the theme part. Anyway, continuing on. We got nice visuals for the dice. I did like the dice a lot better for the, I forgot about this. Yeah, these dice are way cooler for the server, the ice dice. I don't know, oh, there's no ice dice in this other game, is there? What? No way. Hold on. Wow, really? Oh, that's sad. Okay, if I'm recalling, the packets do replace the ice dice, but the ice dice, I mean, these are cool. These are nice engraved dice. Like I don't know how easy it is to show here on the camera, but these are engraved, and it's really, oh, there's a gnat. Oh my gosh, why is there always a gnat? There's always a gnat. These are engraved, and I think I always like dice that are engraved better. Here are the dice from the other game. Oh, okay, these are rough. These are rough. Look at them numbers. Look at the dice. These nice bold. I am the number 6, and this one's like, hey guys, I'm the number 2, and it's like, yeah, be bold. There we go. So this looks pretty good. I like this a lot more. Here's a comparison for these two. So there's the person side. Oh, this is wrong. Here goes. Triangle. Yeah, it just looks better on the new die versus the old die. I remember fondly the old die like being reasonable, like it was like nice enough, but this does look a lot better. I think going gloss was a good call. Sticking with the matte or whatever they did on this old dice, like that was not the good call. And especially when you consider that all these dice are in the same like handful. And I don't know if I had like an expansion or something to get like extra dice, but I'm a little sad that there's no extra dice here on, no ice dice, I guess what they're called, on this other one. So, guess we live and learn. Live and let learn. Live and let learn? Is that what people say? Okay, so let's continue down this memory lane for the rule books. Ooh, we gotta look at the cards. We gotta compare the cards. Oh man, I gotta zoom out, don't I? We gotta compare the cards, don't we? So we'll compare the cards before we finally close up the video. So just going through the rulebook, one of the things that's kind of really like jarring for the rulebook is that there's this glossary of terms, and I think there's more in the back, isn't there? Or is this the main? I don't remember. There was a glossary of terms, like things that you basically had to go study. You had to go study first and like say, okay, when you see the word actions, this is what it means. When you see the word network, this is what it means. When you see the word partition, this is what it means. When you see the word countermeasures, this is what it means. When you see the word delete, this is what it means. And it's nice that it's in a section right here. And it's kind of like, hey, glossary of terms. Hey, look here. And then here's some magic rules and some other stuff. But the main thing is that, yeah, the words from the rule book, they really wanted to commit to the theme. So Ricky Royal really wanted to commit to the theme. So if I, let's use one. Contaminant. Yeah, let's do contaminant. So this is contaminant. So it says the programs you upload to the network. There are 4 types: data node, replicant, uplink, and virus. Each of them has their own special abilities, let you fight against the SMC. When referring collectively to any and all contaminants, a white dot icon is used. So knowing that information, you kind of go forward and you try to do your best here. So let's jump a little bit to the rulebook. Let's see. Yeah, so here's like a great example. I'm gonna zoom in even closer so we can look at this together. So here's an even greater example. So SMC spark countermeasure. Sparks, and it shows the little circle. Their presence prevents you from performing an upload or install action at that partition. They also attack your contaminants. So those words don't mean anything, and it's not very difficult. It's not very hard to get those words to mean something, to actually go learn the words and study the words and start using them and get into the flow of it. But if this is a game that I'm kind of jumping in, it's like, hey, I just want to play a quick game. Well, maybe not quick game, but hey, I just want to learn a game today, play it, and then put it back on my shelf for the next 4 months. It makes it very hard to kind of jump back into the game because, like, okay, what is upload again? What does upload do? Upload, again, I remember upload is adding stuff to the board. So you're playing cards, you're adding it to the board to get the circles there. Install, if I'm not mistaken, is to make your circles squares. So it's kind of using the words to kind of convey the theme of the game. And I guess one of the criticisms that I had, and I'm trying to recall, I should have went back and watched the video, my review of it. But it just boils down to, like, at a certain point, you know, just break character and let me learn the game first, and then let me immerse myself in the theme. Like, you don't have to commit to the theme this hard to where it's hard for me to even understand what your rulebook is saying from, like, a words perspective, because you're using, like, you know, guardians by their presence, they prevent you from performing an upload or install action at that partition. Like, what's a partition? These are harder to delete. Oh, okay, delete, eliminate. See, like, stuff like that. And, like, the rulebook is aware enough to where it knows that if it doesn't say delete in parentheses eliminate, it knows that somebody's skimming through the rulebook, they're not going to know what the heck a delete means. So it has it in parentheses eliminate. Okay, I know eliminate means remove from, and delete sounds like, okay, that makes sense. So when I delete a thing, I eliminate it. That's what I'm assuming. Harder to delete. Sorry, these are harder to delete than sparks, which are the circles, I'm assuming. And when the spark, which is a circle, I'm assuming, black circle, I'm assuming, enters a partition containing a guardian, which I'm assuming is a square. And again, like I said, the rulebook is aware. The rulebook is aware that if you're reading through this might be rough. So if you didn't have these things in parentheses, it will make it much harder, but the rulebook is aware enough to where it knows that it needs to put, like, black circle. When it says spark, black circle. When it says square, it's a guardian. And it's trying to get you used to seeing these words and understanding what they mean. That way, when you do go back and look at the player aid, you say, okay, I can upload a contaminant, that's what that circle means, and I had to spin 3 symbols, 3 of any symbol. I think this means any. Yeah, that means any right there. And it says must be of the same color, no countermeasures in the partition. And a countermeasure would be one of those things or one of those things. So what I'm trying to say is that the game tries to, like, move you along to get you to that, but it just gets to the point of frustration to where you're just like, I don't want to read your rulebook. Just show me how to play the game. I was gonna go watch the video and learn how to play the game from Ricky Royal, who, like I said, the designer of the games. That's cool. I thought I made the connection previously. I probably did a long time ago, but it was definitely not something that was top of mind. So. Cool. Anyway, so the rulebook here, I think it was a lot rougher, and there's a lot less kind of, you know, photoage going on. There are references here that I think are really helpful in the parentheses, but it makes your rulebook very messy. And I do think that the rulebook went through an initial iteration. As I remember, was it Dice Tower? Was it Tom Vassell from Dice Tower? They were talking about it, and they were saying that it was them, or was it it might have been Rado. Rada runs through. For Renegade, they said that they basically gave feedback to the designer of the game, which I'm assuming is Ricky. Well, not assuming, which Ricky, and said, hey, here's some things that might help people learn the game, because this is kind of rough. And I think it was with Renegade specifically that happened. So I'm spending a long time talking about it because I'm just saying that I'm looking forward to learning the game from here. Though I have a old, ancient, you know, need to dust it off memory recollection of how the game flows, it is going to be nice to kind of go back through here, refresh my memory, make sure I'm playing it correctly so I can try to enjoy the game. And I did think that Renegade was a game that could, for sure, easily replace something like Pandemic for me. I just didn't want to wrap my head around the, having to learn a new language to play it. So now that the game is a little bit more accessible with the words more simplified, so like circles and squares, I mean, it still uses guardians and it still uses sparks, if you want to go ahead and use those words to try to call it by the proper thing. But it at least gives you the opportunity to learn the game by saying, okay, the circles are these things and they do that, and the squares are these things and they do that. And then later on you can say, okay, these are circles, yes, but these are actually sparks, and you can sound cool. And oh, this is a virus. Oh, this is a whatever the green thing is. Cool. All right, so yeah, looking forward to learning from the rulebook, looking forward to actually playing this game. Let me go ahead and conclude our unboxing by putting everything back in the box. I am very happy to see that the box has its own storage solution, and that the storage solution takes into account those like me, those plebs like me who sleeve their stuff. Because that is very appreciated. Because it means I can use the fancy art coming out from the tuck boxes, or deck boxes here, and I don't have to throw them away because it didn't work out for me. Look at that, smooth. I don't even have to think of a storage solution. It just storage solutioned itself. I'm gonna get that checked out. Okay. All right, so and these fit right there. Oh man, that was, wait, I gotta do that again. Oh, you ready? Oh, okay, I messed it up. I'm sorry. All right, you ready? Boom, look at that. Look at that, oddly satisfying, I know. And I can see those two, and that'll be more than enough space to stack those there. And these go, oh, wait, okay, hold on. I might swap the boards. I might, no, I won't because I can't, because this is a triangle and the other one is a hexagon. So that'd be very confusing, or somewhat confusing. So there we go. Look at that. Stored with no box lift, because I used the original storage solution, and the box is technically smaller. It's a little bit thicker, but it's definitely smaller. What's the other one? Like shorter, I should say. Smaller is the wrong word. No, sorry, no, it's taller. Sorry, this is taller. I don't know, what's that word? Depth? This is depth? Whatever it is. No, this is height. This is width. This is depth. All right, I'll go workshop that. But the box is definitely smaller from like a square shape perspective in that regard. You can see here. Probably easier to see here. So about that much smaller. So cool. All right, looking forward to, like I said, putting this one back on the table, learning it, and doing some more playthroughs. And it can definitely, like I said, replace the Pandemic games for me. I did appreciate the challenge from what I recall in my review back in the days of this game, and I'm looking forward to the challenge that's going to be before me when I dive back in. Also, I hear from, like I said, from the Board Game Geek post, I was kind of comparing this to the, Deckers to the Renegade. I did hear that the extra modules that it adds basically gives you a lot of ways to vary things up with the packets. So you can have a number of extra game to your game that already had a lot of stuff in it. So that's really cool. So yeah, looking forward to that. All right, so that's really it for this video. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this one. If you think that the changes were cool or not cool, or if the comparison that I tried to explain here made sense. And that's going to be it. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you all whenever.